consciousness puzzles, a father's gift to his two timeless daughters. Both of his books were noticed and were appreciated by top leaders at Stanford University, USA. He has successfully encouraged his students to get published their two books and 210 articles in various national platforms during pandemic times. He is popularly known in Amity as Happiness Proctor by his fellow colleagues and also by his happy name Ozan. Ozan means the one who is walking on the middle path. We would like to invite our Nitin sir to start the section. Thank you.
Dr. Shalini, it's such a pleasure once again to see you. It was a time when we were working together at a different place, but with time moving out and we have different journeys to take over. And I remember those times when I interacted with you for the first time in that institute, and it was such an honor to be as your colleague. And I have learned a lot from you, and we have seen many seasons of turbulence and seasons of joy in our academic sessions and all that. And I have been witnessing what kind of work you have been doing, whether it is a kind of book writing and the books, how many books you have written. Maybe my age is lesser than that. So this
even mine. Even mine.
Yes. So I can say to all the audience, even the half century of books what ma'am has written, I am submerged under the number of count also. My age is under the count, and even ma'am has said even her age is less than the count of books she has written. So that is the way we can keep ourselves young all the time by the work that we do. So the topic we have that ma'am has suggested was on body language and the body positivity, and the sequence is so fantastic. We just finished one event on body physiotherapy and all that, body health and all that, and there could be none other but this session which can uplift the meaning of once you have a healthy body, what to do with that body. So how to use that body well, how to communicate via the body. So without taking much more time, ma'am, over to you. And I'm sure it would be a pleasure for everybody to listen to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor Nitin. It is a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be in this platform and share a little knowledge that I have in the field. Pleasure is all mine, and I thank you for inviting me for this session.
Over to you, ma'am. Now the session is for you, ma'am. This kindly take over, please, ma'am.
Thank you. Yashna, could you help me with changing the slide, or I could do it from my end as well? Because I have not shared the screen, I think that I'll be needing your help for that.
Yes, ma'am. You just can tell me to next. I'll just...
Yeah, please bear with me, guys. I am not very comfortable with this meets. I am more into Zoom. So a little bit of, if I get stuck here and there, please.
No issues, ma'am. Not at all. No issues, ma'am.
And we will ensure your happiness is not even dented, even for once. No problem.
I am in a right company with the right people, so my happiness is intact. Could I have the second slide, please? Yeah, every human being is a compilation of stories. Do you agree to that? Are you a story? Am I a story? Is Professor Arora a story?
Sure.
We all are stories. And people want to know our stories, the way we carry ourselves. Sometimes we draw them towards ourselves with the stories that we have to say. And that saying of the story is not through any word. Have you seen anyone on the road catching up people and saying that, okay, you please come to me, I want to tell you a story? No. Just by your exterior, how you carry yourself, how you project yourself, people either will get drawn towards you or people will be away from you. So that is why I feel that every human being is a compilation of stories. Now it is up to us what story we want to say and when to say and how to say. Next slide, please. Some stories are happy and some are sad. So our karma, depending on our karma, We have the taste. We are blessed to have the taste of both the happy moments as well as the sad moments. So it's not to say that happy moments are to stay or always and sad moments are never to come in our life. Unless we see the darkness, we will not realize the importance of the light. So happiness and sadness is a part and parcel of our life. So it's up to us. Do we want to project ourselves as a weakling? Do we want to project ourselves as someone who has to be sympathized on? Please go and tell your sad stories. Want to say that I am a blessed one. I am a very happy person. I am blessed with life. I have got everything that is required to sustain on this planet. Go and tell your happy stories. Now, the choice is all yours, whether you want to say the sad story or your happy story. Next slide. And to tell your story, it's not the words that are required. Words have come much, much, much later in the history of evolution, human evolution. Just go and see the pages of the history. There was no words. There were the signs. There were the sign languages. There was a different kind of sound produced. Either it was sketches on the caves, on the walls of the caves, or later on the sound evolved. So there would be sound like something like that, and we communicated. And different kind of such noise, such we call it noise, but it was a sound communication that used to communicate exactly what sender wanted to communicate to the receiver. So there was the story was communicated first by the sketches, then by the sound, and later on the things evolved. Like there was a smoke communication. So there would be a smoke produced at a particular place, and that would travel. And then there was a sign that at this particular time when the smoke comes, it has a different meaning, and it is how it was decoded. Words came in our life much, much later. So we are not dependent on the words to communicate our stories. So the very manner you say good morning, it says that you are a happy person. And then you say good morning, and then it says that oh, there is something wrong. No, maybe you had a bad time. So it's just one good morning communicated with the different tone of your vocal cords, and that speaks. So it's your choice what you want to say. Use your body. This is a blessing. You don't need anything else than your body as a blessing. It is a bless. You are a blessing. You are blessed, and it is a blessing that you have got a healthy body. And in a session before this, you have been told how important is to keep your body in a healthy position. So when you are healthy from inside, it reflects outside. Have you seen any house that is dirty from inside and yet it is very, very appealing from the exteriors? No. By looking at the exterior, one can imagine that the house inside might be bright, might be brilliant, might be sparkling, might be beautiful. So both goes. If your exterior is good, your interior has to be good. And when your interior is good, that is reflected through your exteriors. Next slide. Now, there are some illustrations that we see here. Are they the sad stories? Do you see any pictures here? Do you see any pictures here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
no?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Do you see any words here? Do we see any words here?
No, ma'am.
Do you see a message being communicated?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the message? Happy message, sad story, happy story.
Happy story, happy message.
Yeah. Are we dependent on the words?
No.
So what are we not getting the message here? What I'm trying to say is, just because we come from varied backgrounds, we have different vocabulary set. We have different accents. We have different level of expertise to convey our ideas. But everything comes later. First comes our body. We are because our body is. So never ever say that I am not able to express myself. Your body, God has blessed you with your body. Just use that. Don't need any dictionary. Don't need to go to the thesaurus. Just look at the person with this love in your eyes, and you are done. You are sad and you want some help. Just express through your eyes. And we use tears for that. Do we need any dictionary to decode and decipher a teary eyes?
No, ma'am.
We don't. So our body is a story. It is a compilation of story. Use it to the hilt. Be it your interview room, be it your classroom, be it your friends. You're hanging around with your friends. You are talking with the strangers. You have gone to the different countries where you don't know the language. Just use your body language. You have got it.
I remember Dr. Shalini, sorry, you just told, and some story came out in my mind immediately. So I was in that Middle East country, Jordan, and it was the first time I was in an Arab country. So the place where I was staying, nobody knows, like the servants, they don't know English. They don't know English. So unfortunately, one day that gas cylinder was on fire.
Oh.
So it was just burning, like a fire was just coming out and out and out. And I was alone in the home, and there was no way to even run out of the room and all that. So I ran out somehow. I went down the basement where the servant quarter was there. So I just knocked the door one time. He didn't came. I chat, and I just said something like that, just like that.
The beckoning gesture.
Just something like that. And he got the idea immediately, and he rushed with the water bottles and water buckets and all that. But I wonder at that time, if language was not there, how would I have communicated? But this happened automatically, gestures of those fires and this gasping of breath. And then what we say, this was my one experience of the no language communication. Only remember which was at the right moment, or you can say the bad moment, whatever we say. But it worked out very well.
It's even said that actions speak louder than words.
Exactly. So we all are storytellers. Sometimes we tell our stories through writing, and we become Arundhati Roy. Sometimes we tell our stories through our body, and we become Amitabh Bachchan. Right? So it is up to you. It is all about choices. You can use the combination of both. You see the second slide. What does it say? In the first slide, both the pictures told you the happy stories. In the second slide, what do you see here? There are two pictures.
One shows that they're not happy. This is not a happy picture. They're not talking to each other. And maybe the other one shows that the love between these two ladies.
So the first picture, you see the proximity and the closeness, that shows the friendship. And in the other one, you see that hostility. So whether it is conducive or it is non-conducive, you can look at your colleagues, you can look at the other person, and you can say whether the person is having a very collegial relationship or not so collegial relationship. You don't need to know, you don't need to depend on the grapevine. You don't need to depend on the grapevine that happens at any workplace situation. You don't need that. Sometimes it is misleading. It is rumor and fake news. It has become the buzzword now. Everyone is talking about the fake news. Just look at the person and try to see. Maybe you will not be duped by the fake news, what people are yelling out of their voice, and what people are writing, all bullshit. You don't need to get carried away by that. Just try to dig in and have that eye, look at it, and you will get somewhere or the other, you will get closer to the truth. Next slide, please. See, we are blessed with a body, and our body is blessed with 5 very special organs. And this is what we use to make ourselves likable or despisable. The choice is yours. You want to make yourself likable or despisable?
Likeable.
Likable. And for that, what do? You have 5 organs to use. What are they?
Eyes, nose, ears, and tongue.
Tongue is the mouth to speak the words.
Oh yeah, yes,
The words
yes.
come out.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. So when we talk of the sense organs, and when we talk it in the communication parlance, eyes is how you communicate your emotions through your eyes. Ears is how much of empathy you show towards other person by listening. Listening has become a very rare commodity now. Professor Nitin, would you agree with me? Everyone is talking. No one is listening. And when when everyone talks and no one listens, it is not the message, but it is a cacophony. It is just a noise. So just by using your ears, and you can show empathy towards the other person. And that is something that you will be very much respected for. Your friend is in pain. You just listen to her. You have not been able to do anything. You are not able to help to take his pains away. But just by listening to him, by using that sense organ called ears, lending your ears to the other person, you have become his help. What we were doing in the lockdown period, everyone was coming on the screen and they were sharing their struggle stories. What were they doing? We were kind of listening to those in order to see that, in order to show that companionship, that I am not alone who is suffering. The other person is also suffering, right? So when the times are bad, what helps is listening. Listen to the other. Speak less, listen more. You are blessed with 2 ears and only 1 mouth. So just remember what nature wants you to do.
There was a funny incident, doctor, of this hearing and listening. Somebody just told, not.
Sir, you're muted.
Somebody said between hearing and listening, when you hear, so something comes from the right ear and goes from the left ear. But what was missing is what is in between those two ears.
True.
अगर दिमाग का इस्तेमाल इसमें नहीं हुआ, brain use नहीं हुआ, that is hearing.
Right.
And if you put the heart inside or the brain inside or your mind or empathy, so we that was a funny descriptions. Yes.
Yeah. In fact, it is when we use humor as a tool to communicate something very gravid. बहुत ही important किसी चीज को अगर बताना हो तो humor is a very good vehicle. In fact, जो आप बता रहे हैं, Professor Arora, in fact, hearing and listening. Hearing is a biological act, while listening is the cognitive act. आप जब ब्रेन की बात कर रहे हैं, you are talking of the cognition. जब आप ब्रेन को अपने ब्रेन को लगाते हैं, राइट एंड लेफ्ट दोनों ब्रेन्स को लगाते हैं. राइट ब्रेन लगाते हैं उसके इमोशंस को समझने के लिए, लेफ्ट ब्रेन लगाते हैं उसके कंटेंट को समझने के लिए. जब आप उसकी ब्रेन को लगाते हैं, देन इट बिकम्स लिसनिंग. जब आप ब्रेन को नहीं लगाते हैं, देन यू आर जस्ट listening, you are just hearing to something that your ear is enabled to do, right? So hearing is a very good using your ear is something that will help you to show your empathy towards the other person. Now, what is the third one? What is the third one?
Smell.
Ma'am,
Nose. How do we communicate with
Nose.
the nose? How do we use it? In communication, especially in the non-verbal communication, we talk of something called olfactics. नाम सुना है आपने? Olfactics.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Olfactics is your smell communication. And your entire perfumery, your entire deodorant, your entire smell product industry is thriving on this one word called olfactics. Why do we have car perfumes? Why do we have deodorants? Why do we have mouth fresheners? All these are based on olfactics, which says loud and clear that every human being is charged up, is more conducive when the smell around him is good. Why do you put deodorant? You don't put deodorant for yourself. You put deodorant for others so that you smell good. People who are in your company, they feel good about it. So smell communication is something that is dependent on your nose. When you have you just recall any time when you were very happy in a very foul smelling place? Can you feel happy in a foul smelling place?
Never.
Never.
no, ma'am.
The moment any foul smell comes, what do? You do this. The wrinkle on your nose comes. Right? Next is what? Your tongue. Tongue is the hero which makes you speak. Your word is dependent on your tongue. The moment your tongue is chopped off, you will not be able to speak. So tongue is not only for taste, tongue is also for your words, right? And of course, when you can harm me, and you can and I might forget. I might feel that it was an accident. But you speak foul words to me, I will never forget. So words are very, very powerful, right? And the last is what?
Fingers.
Touch.
Touch, which is we are in a special in a very, very special time when we have become touch averse. But then this time is not going to stay for always. Very soon we will overcome this. Touch is a very, very powerful tool with you. When you shake hands, you get to know what is the personality, what is the relationship is going to be like. The way the person shakes hands with you. When you touch the feet of your parents, they just tap on your shoulder, or they tap on your head. What is that? Why do they do that? Is it customary to do?
They give blessings.
They can say yes, bless you, but why do they touch and say bless you? Touch करके खुश रहो क्यों बोलते हैं?
Ma'am, so that we can feel the warmth.
Exactly. जहाँ पे words खोखले हो जाते हैं, वहाँ पे आपके gestures काम आते हैं. Because they say खुश रहो and they tap. They show their love. Right? You do some good thing, your boss will tap on your shoulder. Your professors will say, वाह वाह बहुत अच्छा किया. Why do they do that? In order to make their emotions loud and clear. Okay. Next slide. So is it clear how our body uses the 5 organs?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is my voice echoing?
No,
Ma'am, it was, but now it's fine.
It's fine. Now, as we know that our body is a compilation of story, we know that we either draw people or we repel people through the story that we tell. through our bodies. We know that there are 5 sense organs and how we use them in telling our stories, whether sad or happy. Now, can we see the face of the other person and try to see what story the person has got to say? I have used this picture of Mark Zuckerberg because I wanted to use something so that we all can relate to. What does the first picture say? What does the second picture say? We all know Mark Zuckerberg, a great entrepreneur, a great business leader. We can say he connected the world, in fact. He connected the world. He brought the world into one platform called Facebook, right? So we see him in the first picture, we see him in the second picture. You see his eyes, you see his two things to look at, his eyes and his mouth position, and then say, what do you see in the first and what do you see are they the same?
No, ma'am.
What is the difference? What do you get? Just think aloud. There is nothing like right and wrong in communication. That is the beauty of this subject.
I think in the first photograph, he looks a little disappointed.
Okay.
And in the second one, he wants to convey something, so he's very furious or very active to tell everyone.
Now, I'm using the word guess. I'm not using the word interpret because you don't know. But then you have guessed it right. Bingo. How did you guess?
By his facial expression, as in, basically,
What?
first, most importantly, his hands.
Two things. Two things. I told you to focus only on two things.
Eyes and mouth.
And the mouth position, this part.
Yes,
So what
ma'am.
is there in the first and what is there in the second? These only two areas you see and you tell me.
He's frowning.
His eyebrows are a little down in the first photograph, which shows that,
Okay.
which usually shows that he's disappointed or something like that.
Okay.
And his mouth is also closed, so
Yeah.
these are the things that tell.
Yeah. Very good. So your guessing is perfectly all right. You are guessing it. Once you know this knowledge, when you get the knowledge, the nitty gritties of body language, then you will be able to not guess but interpret it. And it's a huge, huge possibility. Professor Aurora, please connect me to your placement people. I'll tell them what is the scope of body language in the job market. Now there are a number of, I'm not able to recall the exact number, but then a great number of industries are coming up. They are asking for the body language experts in the HR, in the telemedicine, in the edtech. There are some industries which need body language experts a lot, because now in the coming time we will be more dependent on the virtual communication rather than the actual communication. So the need of body language experts has become very, very, very pertinent in the time to come. So prior to this COVID, it was a fancy word. It was a fancy word. People would flaunt, yes, I know it. But now it has become something that would be career oriented. The careerists would like to, there is a whole new career of body language now. So if anyone is interested, you can connect me to the person I would love to help.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shalini. Thank you.
Yeah. So here I was saying, your students are so bright and they have actually seen what I wanted to say. The first picture you see here, it was this picture is taken after Facebook was under this controversy of news leaking. When this controversy had happened and he was this gesture has been taken when he was trying to defend, and he was really struggling to defend himself. And the second picture is much in his much younger days, when he was pitching before the investors. So you see in the first one, your students have rightly seen that there is a downcast eyes. There is no spark in the eyes. And in the second one, you see there is a spark in the eyes. So it's not only the eyebrows, the spark in the eyes will say whether you are enthusiastic, you are saying some happy story, something very exciting, or you are defensive. So the first picture is defensive, and the second picture is very enthusiastic, full of energy. The mouth position, when the first one you see, it is something holding yourself. You are not comfortable. You are blamed with so many allegations, and you are at a very defensive position. And in the second picture, you see the hand that I have not taken it yet, but the face, the very mouth position is full of energy. So looking at that, just these two elements of your five sense organs, just two of them you can see, and you can see through what, because your students didn't know. Whoever has said, they didn't know when this story has been taken, but somewhere or the other they stuck it right. That the first one is defensive, not so happy story, and the second one is a happy story. Next slide, please. What do you see? What do you see here? This is what your nose does. Just now we spoke about the nose, and you all were bewildered कि nose से नाक से कैसे बात करते हैं. ये देखो कैसे नाक से बात करते हैं. Do you see the story communicated through the nose?
Yes, I think he's teasing. He's teasing, I guess.
Okay. In the first picture, the same person has a very flattened nose, right? There is no wrinkle on his nose. And the second one, there is a lot many wrinkles on his nose. So first story is a happy story or a sad story?
Happy story.
And what is the second story all about? A despisable story. Something to be disliked about. When you see,
yes, something.
We don't know what it is all about.
But he's avoiding something.
He's avoiding, he's disliking, he's feeling disgusted. So the disgust, dislike, despise, everything is coming through his nose. Hence, I am trying to say that not using a word, just by your body, the different five organs that you use, you are making it loud and clear whether your story is happy or your story is sad. Is it a positive or not so positive? There is nothing called negative story. Even in the negative stories, there are some positives. So that is why I am saying positive story and not so positive story. Next slide. What do you see here? Is it a happy story or a sad story?
Happy story.
Both the stories are happy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Professor Nitin would like my word saying that happiness is not dependent on status.
Not at all. Not at all. I have seen very rich people
Not happy.
Not happy, miserable. And I have seen people. There was a picture I saw, doctor, in which there was three winners standing on number 1, number 2, and number 3. That award that we win. Award.
The stages.
The stages. So the person standing on 1 and 2 were so unhappy, and the third one was joyful. Third one was jumping, and the faces of 1 and 2 were like कुछ नहीं है life में, क्या first ही तो आए हैं, and all that. Something.
True.
I remember there were in my school days, one of the topper, he got almost 98%, 98, 99 in his board, something like that.
Okay.
And he was upset. And we said, Bhai, tere ko sab to mil gaya. You got 98% almost overall, and why you are upset? He said, my 2 marks are less. I wonder where did I lost my 2 marks. So there were few people who barely passed. They came jumping joyously with the Pepsi in the hand and said कि भाई हम चारों के मिलके उतने combined marks नहीं हैं जितने तेरे अकेले के marks हैं.
So it is, happiness is all your choice. I firmly believe in it. Happiness is a choice. Whether you want to be happy or you don't want to be happy, it is all your choice. No one, destiny hasn't got anything to do with that. Right? You might be having so much of riches, but still you feel that there is one little thing that I am missing out. May not be having anything, but you are happy that I have so much to earn. So it is all about your, and happiness is not dependent on your caste, creed, bank balance, age. At any age, at any situation, you may be happy. And when you are happy, that is seen. When you are happy from inside, it is seen outside. Next.
Ma'am, we should do some kind of research on this body language, just like type of noses, type of ears, type of eyes, type of shape of the face and all that. I'm sure there is some knowledge hidden in that. I hope it is not uncovered. Is it fully uncovered, this knowledge? The meaning of noses, the meaning of ears, the meaning of eyes, the meaning of forehead. ऐसा कुछ आ गया है मैम?
सर मैंने कोशिश तो किया है, 15 साल पहले भी कोशिश किया था, 15 साल के बाद फिर से कोशिश किया है, और इन 15 सालों में काफी कुछ बदल गए हैं. तो कोशिश तो किया है. जो फर्स्ट एडिशन में किताब जो मैंने लिखा था, बॉडी लैंग्वेज और सक्सेस मंत्र, ये सारी जो बारीकियां हैं ना, इसके बारे में मैंने चर्चा किया था, क्योंकि उस वक्त मैंने अभी पीएचडी किया था, और पीएचडी में मेरा सबकॉन्शियस माइंड रीडिंग था टॉपिक. तो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड रीडिंग के थ्रू जो मैंने पढ़ाई की थी, एज ए रिजल्ट आई गॉट दिस बॉडी लैंग्वेज और सक्सेस मंत्र फर्स्ट एडिशन. 15 साल में जो इतने सारे चेंजेस आए, वी हैव बिकम मोर. उस वक्त जब 2004 में ये किताब आई थी, तो उस वक्त आपके फेसबुक नहीं थे, आपका व्हाट्सएप नहीं था, आपके इंस्टाग्राम नहीं थे, है ना. वो टोटली ट्रेडिशनल कम्युनिकेशन हुआ करती थी, और इतने सारे चीजें के आने के बाद इमोजीज नहीं थे. हमने नाम नहीं सुना था कुछ. इमोजीज क्या होते हैं, इमोटिकॉन्स क्या होते हैं, हमें नहीं पता था. तो ये सारे जो है ना सर, ये इमोजीज, इमोटिकॉन्स, एवरीथिंग हैज कम फ्रॉम दैट बॉडी लैंग्वेज का जो एलिमेंट है, उसी के मैनिफेस्टेशंस हैं ये डिफरेंट जो आपके आ रहे हैं. जो आपके जिफीज आ रहे हैं आजकल, जो जिफीज आ रहे हैं, दिस इज अ मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ काइनेसिक्स. काइनेसिक्स इज द स्टडी ऑफ योर मूवमेंट, बॉडी मूवमेंट, हाउ वी मूव आवर हैंड्स. अभी आगे के स्लाइड में मैं इसके बारे में भी बात करूंगी. हाउ मच वी मूव एंड हाउ मच वी शुड मूव, और कब जब हम मूव करते हैं तो क्या कम्युनिकेट होता है. सो यू आर वेरी राइट. बट देन ये एक ऐसा साइंस है ना प्रोफेसर, कि वी विल नेवर बी एबल टू से कि हाँ भाई ये इसमें बहुत सारी स्टडी हो चुकी है. एवरी टाइम समथिंग इज देयर टू बी अनअर्थड. इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड, लेट्स डू सम स्टडी. Let us ask.
Ma'am, I have some insights, you have some insights, so we can involve corporates to have some kind of sponsored project and all that. Otherwise we just do it, that's all. Something like that.
we can do it, and the corporates would be more willing to join hands with us, because ये ऐसा समय है ना कि वो भी स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. क्योंकि अभी का जो समय है, इट इज मोर, अभी जो इस किताब के बाद जो सीक्वल आ रही है, वो है डिजिटल बॉडी लैंग्वेज के ऊपर. And digital body language is nothing else but the way we are talking. We are talking in a digital fashion, right? So digital में और actual में क्या फर्क हो जाता है? So this is what it speaks about. If you are interested, I'll share some of the chapters with you, and आप देखें और आप अपने inputs दें, and we can definitely work on some certain projects together. So when we talk of this बॉडी लैंग्वेज की जब बात आती है, तो हमारे ईस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में काफी पहले से है ये. हमारे ईस्टर्न ओरिएंटल कल्चर में, हमारे ईस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में, दिस हैज बीन एज ओल्ड एज वेदास. हमारे पास 4 वेदा हैं, और 5वां वेदा जो है, जिसको कि हम नाट्य शास्त्र बोलते हैं, दैट हैज क्लेम्ड द स्टेटस ऑफ 5th वेदा. In the fifth Veda, which is called Natya Shastra, we have spoken about the gestures, about the body, about the different postures of the body, about the facial expression. वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में ये 1969 में अल्बर्ट मेहराबियन ने दिया था. हम लोगों ने तब दिया था जबकि आपके जब हमारे वेद के समय में, मतलब थाउजेंड्स ऑफ इयर्स बैक हम लोगों ने इसके बारे में बताया था. और वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में, मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड में ये बात अब निकल के आई दैट व्हेन वी टॉक, व्हेन वी कम्युनिकेट, द इमोशंस ऑफ द that piece of message is reflected 93% through the non-verbal. जो हम बोल रहे हैं वो सही बोल रहे हैं या गलत बोल रहे हैं, इमोशन के साथ बोल रहे हैं, बिना इमोशन का बोल रहे हैं. मैं आपसे बोल रही हूँ कि हाँ हाँ, अच्छा बोलना, दैट अच्छा किस तरीके से मैंने बोला, उसको बोलते वक्त मेरे चेहरे में क्या भाव थे, that will say how genuine was that word अच्छा.
And sometimes I wonder, those people who are deceptive, they have mastered this body language while they are talking also. Sometimes I wonder.
Exactly. Like the great actor Anupam Kher, he says, and he has gone on record saying that lying is an art and actors are the biggest liars. And that art is to be learned. Anyone who wants to learn acting first will have to start lying.
So I remember from this issue, I think Dharmendra was called as the greatest actor in one logic. He was told that you can ask him to work with Hema Malini in a movie as a wife, as a sister, as a mother, and he can act fluently in all the relationship roles with the Hema Malini. So that's a kind of a way he works. He said it is an acting, so I have to just do my role. Right, whether it is what kind of relation, I will put my emotions on. That's all.
Yeah. And this is what we see. This is what we see in all the greatest actors. All the greatest actors. When we see Amitabh Bachchan in Pa, you see the kind of acting that we see that we got from him in the movie called Pa. Actually, we felt for that guy who was suffering from Pojoria. So when we talk of body language, it is you make right appear to be wrong, and you make wrong appear to be right. The actors do the same thing. It is whatever they are doing, it is all false, but they make it so believable. How do they do it? They use their body for that, and that is what they are master of. So this Behrabian, when he spoke, एजुकेशन वर्ल्ड में इनकी बात हमेशा करते हैं लोग. 1969 में इन्होंने कहा था कि जब वो बात होती है, कोई भी कुछ बोलता है, इमोशन इज समथिंग दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. यू कैन से समथिंग एंड मीन समथिंग एल्स. एंड देन ही हैड गिवन दिस स्टैट्स कॉल्ड 7 + 38 + 55. So accordingly, I mean, in the academia, we kind of rely on this. Not blindly following it, still I would say that it is something that makes your words lively. They make your words full of life. If you are saying that I am ready to help you, that word of assurance should sound like an assurance. It should not sound like a sarcasm. Next slide, please.
Since I had my beard, doctor, for last almost 2 years, I have got different responses from different people. If I walk on the road and if there is a Muslim person walking across me, he will say Salam Alaikum sometimes. If I am crossing maybe a Sikh person, so he will say Sat Sri Akal, something like that, because they think even a turban people, they don't wear turban, but they have a beard. And if you go with the friends, they say, what a beard, fantastic. They will give an actor name and all that. He has a similar beard and all that.
Okay.
If you talk to your family members, ये क्या हल कर रखा है, why you have become so aged and all that. So the same beard has different meanings in different religions and different groups that we belong to. So it is just a small thing as change on the face, but their meanings are different.
Meaning,
People
and people will decipher it as per their own perception. Next slide.
absolutely.
Next slide, please. Yeah, I totally agree with you. So when we talk of the body language, these are the 5 different things that needs to be taken care of. One is oculesics, जो आंखों की बात हम कर रहे थे, and that is the most important part. Your head position and your head movements. That is the most important part for the leadership communication. आप किसी भी लीडर को नहीं देखा होगा आपने कि उसकी चिन जो है वो ड्रूप कर रही होगी, और इसीलिए मैंने एक कोड भी लिखा था जो मैं लास्ट में अभी दिखलाऊंगी जब मैं अपने सेशन को एंड करूंगी एक वीडियो के साथ. याशना, आई शेयर दैट वीडियो विद यू. व्हेन आई टेल यू, यू प्लीज प्ले इट. दैट वुड बी माय लास्ट वीडियो दैट आई वुड शो यू. सो ये अच्छा सा कोड लिखा था मैंने कि यू कैन नॉट होल्ड योर क्राउन विथ योर ड्रूपिंग चिन. अगर क्राउन पहनना है तो चिन को ऊपर करना सीखो. And when you have your chin up, your head automatically is in a very straight upheld position. Facial expression, उसकी बात हम लोगों ने की अभी. Paralinguistics and vocalics, जो मैंने अभी आपसे कहा कि जब हमारे पास शब्द नहीं थे, हमारे पास आवाज थी, हम आवाजों से कम्युनिकेट करते थे. हैप्पी साउंड होते थे, सैड साउंड होते थे, उससे हम कम्युनिकेट करते थे. अभी हम बोल रहे हैं आपसे कि यस, I'm so happy to be in this session, and you really feel that really I'm happy, and then I say I'm happy to be on this session. So it sounds like मैं कोई एहसान कर रही हूँ. तो आप कैसे उस हैप्पी को साउंड कराते हो, दैट साइंस इज नोन एज पैरालिंग्विस्टिक्स या वोकैलिक्स, जिसमें कि आप वोकल कॉर्ड्स का यूज करते हैं और आप वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन के थ्रू अपने इमोशंस को प्ले अप करते हैं, प्ले डाउन करते हैं, राइट. एंड ये बहुत ज्यादा, इसका स्कोप भी बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया है प्रोफेसर, बिकॉज ऑफ द पॉडकास्ट कमिंग इनटू प्ले. द पॉडकास्टर्स, दे आर ट्रेन्ड. If any of your students is interested to get into podcasting or voice modulation के लिए interested है, I will be happy to help the person. How you can modulate voice at this age. I have learned the art of phoning. आप जाके गूगल करके देखो क्या कहते हैं phony. Phony is an art in which you produce different kind of sounds.
Is it?
Yes. So when I get very, very tired with my mundane work, what I do is in my cabin I make different sounds of my, and it is so. And sometimes I record it. When I record it, and then I tell the students, इसको सुनो, इसको सुन के तुम्हें कैसा लग रहा है. So there is no age. Age is just a number, and इतना ज्यादा इसका स्कोप बढ़ा हुआ है कि अभी मैं मतलब पॉडकास्टिंग में करती हूँ तो मैं डिफरेंट आवाज के साथ कर सकती हूँ. आई कैन मेक माई साउंड वेरी बबली, जैसे लगे कोई यंग एज का कोई बोल रहा है.
Ma'am, we will do one time that session. One time we do it.
and sometimes I sound so grave. You know what I mean? So this is the kind of impact it has. एंड पॉडकास्टिंग आप लोग प्लीज करो. और पॉडकास्टिंग जो है, अब वो आप अगर इंस्टाग्राम पे ज्यादा समय देते हो तो थोड़ा पॉडकास्टिंग करो. इंस्टाग्राम विल स्टे हियर. पॉडकास्टिंग करो, उससे आपके कॉन्फिडेंस में भी होगा, आपकी रीच भी बढ़ेगी. ब्लॉगिंग एंड ब्लॉगिंग, दैट इज फाइन, बट नाउ व्हाट हैज कम इज द पॉडकास्टिंग.
I will put one activity only for podcasting now, as per your suggestion. Okay, Yashna, Devyanshi, keep it in the mind better. Okay.
नेक्स्ट इज द पोस्चर एंड द स्टैंस. अभी हमने बताया कि कौन कैसे खड़ा होता है, कैसे बैठता है, उससे उसकी व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एटीट्यूड द पर्सन हैव टुवर्ड्स द लाइफ, उसकी आउटलुक क्या है वो पता चलता है, राइट. एंड द लास्ट,
Shalini ma'am, I remember one time you posted your Nav Durga photographs.
Yeah.
Do you have it right now?
I do have.
Do you want to just screen share that photographs with my boys and girls, if possible?
फोटोग्राफ्स
I
नहीं है, वीडियो है.
Okay, okay. If whatever you have, if you
ठीक है.
can share, आप दिखाइएगा मैम. Boys and girls, you will be surprised what ma'am is just saying na posture and stance. Ma'am has made a video for her Nav Durga 9 different formats of goddess in her own style, right? And you would be amazed, maybe bowled over. You wonder whatever what best word you can have, fantabulous and all that. More than that, you will feel when you see that video of madam. Maybe he will share with you all. ठीक है शासना, once whenever ma'am shares, just let us know then. Okay.
ओके, तो थोड़ा सा मुझे समय दो, मैं इसको
कोई नहीं मैम, कोई नहीं मैम, प्लीज टेक योर टाइम.
मैं आपको दे दूंगी, वो वीडियो मैं दे दूंगी, आप शेयर कर लेना उसको.
You see ma'am how deeply we are following you ma'am since long.
Thank you
Everything,
so much. Honored, feeling honored, feeling honored.
every word that you say, I have a memory of something.
Thank you so much. And it really feels good when your friends, when your colleagues recognize. You don't need to get that certificate always. Your words is a certificate, more than a certificate to me. I have not earned any certificates, but I have earned a lot of following in the media, in the actual world, and in the social media.
We will soon be on. We are trying to maybe make one television show or some kind of a shows and documentaries. I will get back to you after this event is over, ma'am.
Sure. आप ये कराइए ना, इनकी थिएटरिक्स की सेशन कराइए. संवादशाला would be more than happy to associate with you.
Okay.
थिएटरिक्स पे कराइए, ड्रामेटिक्स पे कराइए, वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन पे कराइए. आपको मतलब परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स. Yes. संवादशाला is something that is very close to my heart, and we organize everything related with communication, verbal and non-verbal. Right?
Okay.
So we can have it. Next slide. I think I am running out of time. Please let me know. I can. ये बस एक दो slides हैं, मैं आपको share करती हूँ. प्री कोविड एरा में क्या था, हमारे पास पूरा का पूरा बॉडी था. एंड नाउ इन द पोस्ट कोविड इट हैज श्रंक टू 2 inches. डू यू एग्री टू दैट? आपकी जो भी हाइट होगी, मे बी 5.5 to 6 feet. नाउ यू आर जस्ट हाउ मच? 6 inches. And lesser than 6 inches, maybe 1 inch when you are in a blocks. So this is what COVID has done to us. जब हम पूरे बॉडी से कम्युनिकेट करते थे, अभी क्या हम सिर्फ अपने हेड, आईज, नोज, नेक एंड चेस्ट पोजीशन. बिलो चेस्ट no one is able to see us, and this has